What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. And in today's video, we're going to speak on the highline because it's been a hot topic at Barcelona. So many Barcelona fans are saying, should Hansi Flick, should he drop the highline? Should he adjust it? What should happen? Guys, I'm going to give a lot of takes, a lot of information in this video. Make sure to stay till the end. Guys, smash up the likes and subscribe. I'm trying to build the ultimate Barcelona community. And guys, I need you guys to smash up the likes. Get in the comments down below. Give me your take if you disagree, if you agree. I'm going to get back to you guys. But first things first, smash up the likes and subscribe, guys. But let's get straight into it, because the first thing that I have to debunk and just say off the bat, will Hansi Flick drop his high line? Guys, the answer is super simple for me. It's not going to happen. Hansi Flick and the high line, that's a huge part of his identity, the way that he plays, the way that he won his sextuple, his Champions League at Bayern Munich. And you guys can all call me crazy, but I actually have a hot take. I don't even think the high line is the biggest problem. I think it is a bit of a problem. I think it's 30%, but I don't think the high line is Barcelona's problem. I really don't believe that. I believe that Hansi Flick is not doing anything bad. I think the pressing has been off. I think the execution of our pressing has been very off. For that reason, the high line is getting exposed. I know a lot of people, when they're watching the game, it makes sense. They're going to blame the high line when they see Araujo and Barça and all of our defenders like Jules Koundé all over the place. Yeah, it's easy to blame the high line, but how did that happen in the first place? Barcelona's pressing is the biggest problems for why we haven't looked that good offensively and defensively. And guys, this is where I have to defend Hansi Flick and even Pedri, because they've said comments in the past about the pressing. Hansi Flick has spoken about players playing at 50%, and I can see that in the games against Levante when we're down 2-0. I can see that against Rayo Vallecano when we're actually going toe-to-toe, the same game plan Rayo has and we have, and Rayo just outdoes Barcelona. In the first game against Mallorca, we didn't really get a real test, but I have to say it right here, right now, I feel like the only game Barcelona in the preseason and the season in La Liga have pressed well is actually that Como game in the Joan Gamper. And you know what? It makes sense why we won 5-0 and the way that we did, because Barcelona in the Joan Gamper game, we pressed so well. Two of our goals, Fermin Lopez and I think also the Lamine Yamal tap-in, right, came off of Raphinha good pressing, and Fermin Lopez also, he pressed for his own goal. But that's my point. The pressing has been very poor from Barcelona to start the season, and I think it's going to get better. If you disagree, let me know down below in the comments. But guys, I have to say, so many Barcelona fans, whenever we can see the goal, they just say the high line. Yes, the high line is an issue, but what happened first? The high line is the last option, right? Did we press well? Did the attackers, did Ferran, Lamine, Raphinha, Dani Olmo, did they press well? Should Dani Olmo be even in the lineup? Because honestly, that Como game, if I go back to it once more, Fermin Lopez was in the lineup and he did very good. He was just bullying Como's midfield. Maybe Fermin has to start, right? Obviously, at center back, all of them are struggling. Like, let's be honest. I feel like, honestly, guys, Andreas Christensen has to start. The way that the high line is a bit dying, and the way that when we don't press, Andreas still looks good. Even when we don't press well, Andreas can still hold his own. And this is where I'm like, Hansi Flick, do yourself a favor and please start Andreas. Andreas Christensen has been very solid. He never puts a foot wrong. He doesn't make mistakes. And that's another thing. Barcelona, we make too many mistakes on the ball. Against Rayo Vallecano, Barcelona have made so many mistakes that have led to goal. And this is where Joan García has done brilliant. I'm not going to lie, Joan García, what a goalkeeper, what a signing so far for Barcelona. But if we're being real, the Rayo Vallecano goal, that lone goal that they scored, right? I know the high line was all over the place. It was looking very suspect, but they scored off a corner. That's not on the high line. If we're looking at Levante, one of our goals, I believe, Lamine Yamal, somebody gave it away. That's not on the high line. That's a giveaway that you just can't have. And against Rayo Vallecano, once again, Eric Garcia, he had so many giveaways. Koundé had so many giveaways. That's another whole problem for another day that we could discuss. But I feel like, once again, the high line, it is a problem, but it's not the problem. The problem is that Barcelona are not pressing well. Simply put, Barcelona are not pressing well so far to start the year. And I don't want to overreact. I don't want to make excuses, but I remember the back end of last season, I was giving the players a lot of leeway because I was like, hey, we're conceding to Celta, we're conceding 7 to Inter, all these goals, because you know what? The players, they're very tired. And I was like, Hansi Flick, you got to change the system when the players are trying their best to execute, but they're actually tired. They're playing every single game 3 days apart. Like, it's difficult, man. The high line, it is a very difficult, high demand. Like, it takes a toll on the body. That's why Inigo Martinez left. And Barcelona, this is where I question and my concerns come in because the season just started. It's not like we're at the back end of last season. I gave the players an excuse. You know what? You guys are tired. We need depth. We signed Ronnie Bardi. We signed Rashford, right? We signed Joan Garcia. But the season just started. And that's where I'm like, I understand where Hansi Flick, his frustration comes from, because he's like, the players didn't press as hard as they could. And Pedri even said it once again. Pedri did say that it feels like we're not running for ourselves. And I feel like, honestly, the high line is a bit of a scapegoat in a way. When all else goes south, we just blame the high line. But how did that happen? Cabarsi and Araujo, they're in the picture, right, when the goal is conceded. But I always say, what did the midfield do? What did the attack do? The high line, guys, defending is a team game. I don't know if you guys haven't played football before. Guys, I played football. Defending is a team game. It is not one guy, it is not two guys, especially in a high line system. You need everybody to press. You need everybody giving a 100%. And if everybody's not doing that, if you have one or two guys giving a half-hearted press, you're going to see it. You're going to see Araujo or Cabarsi just make a mistake, or it's a 2v1 and one of them just gets done. Guys, this is football. This is a team game that we're talking about. And I just had to say it. I feel like a lot of Barcelona fans, they're saying Hansi Flick dropped the high line, but Hansi Flick has no right to. This guy won a sextuple. Guys, before the high line, before Hansi Flick came in, we did not have an identity. We were not doing good domestically and also in Europe. Hansi Flick took us to a UCL semi. Trust Hansi Flick. Come on, guys. Like, I know a lot of people have called me negative recently, but this is where I'm like, you got to trust the manager, because Hansi Flick, everything that he's shown us, he works. He makes ballers. I feel like you guys are forgetting who Hansi Flick is. This guy's a serious manager, guys. He's got Ferran Torres scoring north of 17 goals a season. Right? He's already scored so many goals in preseason and the season so far in La Liga. This guy has all these players like Raphinha on a Ballon d'Or podium potentially. Like, guys, are you guys forgetting who Hansi Flick is? I feel like Hansi Flick has a reason to be a bit frustrated in the team's pressing. Like, it just hasn't been there. The pressing has not been there for whatever reason. But once again, this is Hansi Flick we're talking about. Look at the other managers, right? They didn't play this high line, but Valverde, did he have this success? Did Quique Setien? He didn't even last. And then Xavi Hernandez did good things. Xavi did good things, but he's not Hansi Flick. Let's be honest, guys. And it's like this. Let me just put it this way. If Barcelona press well and we're still conceding goal after goal and chance after chance, then you guys, you know what? Number one, I'll be shocked, but you guys would have a case. But we're not even pressing well yet. Once we press well, if we concede goals, then still, you know what? We can come back to this conversation. But for now, guys, I've seen this all over X, social media, TikTok. Should Hansi Flick drop the high line? The answer for me, no. If you agree, disagree, let me know down below in the comments, guys. Even if you got a different take to say, let me know down below in the comments. Smash up the likes, people. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We're on the road to 2K subscribers. Smash up the likes. I will see y'all soon. Peace. Visca Barca.